The Dungeons & Dragons community is buzzing. One D&D is here, promising a revolutionized tabletop experience. The gaming world is watching, dice in hand, waiting to see if One D&D lives up to the expectations. This is about evolution. D&D has always adapted and grown with each edition. One D&D marks a significant milestone, a bold step into the future. Fifth edition had its quirks and imbalances. One D&D seeks to address these, offering a more refined and engaging experience. The question is, will it succeed? Only time will tell. One of the most significant changes in One D&D is the overhaul of the background system. Moving away from species traits, it focuses on the experiences that shaped your character's past. In 5th edition, species-dictated starting abilities, often feeling restrictive. One D&D severs this link, making background the primary factor in determining strengths and weaknesses. This change emphasizes the narrative, focusing on the experiences that molded your character. No longer bound by species bonuses, One D&D gives you the freedom to tell your story. Each background in the 2024 Player's Handbook comes with 3 associated ability scores. This allows for a more personalized approach to character creation. This shift has significant mechanical implications. By untangling ability scores from species, One D&D aims to level the playing field. It allows for a wider variety of viable character builds. The background overhaul has sparked debate. Some praise the increased flexibility, while others worry about potential imbalance and homogenization. Will characters feel less unique without species-based abilities? One D&D reimagines the concept of species. The 2024 Player's Handbook introduces the Aasimar, Goliath, and Orc. These newcomers promise to shake up party dynamics. Familiar favorites have also undergone significant transformations. The Dragonborn's breath weapon is enhanced, and elves gain access to a wider array of abilities. These changes aim for balance and flavor. Halflings and dwarves gain new options and enhancements. Half-elves and half-orcs are phased out, their traits folded into their parent species. This decision reflects a move away from outdated tropes. The shift towards integrated species abilities has sparked debate. Some applaud the increased customization, while others lament the loss of racial identities. The term species replaces race, reflecting a growing awareness of language and representation. The change from race to species has sparked discussions. Supporters argue it's more accurate and less burdened by real-world baggage. This change speaks to a larger trend within the gaming industry. One D&D introduces origin feats and epic boon feats. These abilities add a layer of specialization, allowing players to fine-tune their characters. Origin feats are tied to a character's background, providing mechanical benefits. Epic boon feats are for seasoned adventurers, granting legendary abilities. These feats can turn the tide of battle or reshape reality. The introduction of these feats has sparked debate about power creep and balance. Epic boon feats raise concerns about power creep and imbalance. High-level play could become a race to acquire the most potent feats. This shift raises questions about One D&D's design philosophy. One D&D introduces weapon mastery, adding depth to martial combat. Each weapon now has a unique mastery property, granting special maneuvers or bonuses. This edition has been met with mixed reactions. Some welcome the complexity, while others see it as unnecessary. The implementation of weapon mastery is where the controversy begins. Weapon mastery introduces bookkeeping and calculation that can bog down combat. The effectiveness of certain masteries varies, leading to a sense of imbalance. This disparity can create a feeling of imbalance for players. One D&D revises rules regarding shields and weapon swapping. Removing the action cost for equipping a shield encourages constant swapping. This disrupts combat flow and creates artificial complexity. The interaction between weapon mastery and shield rules is clunky. Weapon mastery feels like a missed opportunity. The added complexity and potential for imbalance make it cumbersome. Will it be refined through playtesting or remain a controversial addition? A spellbinding evolution, the expanded spell list. One D&D doesn't neglect the arcane arts, ensuring they remain a core part of the experience. The 2024 Player's Handbook boasts an expanded spell list, a veritable grimoire of mystical might designed to empower spellcasters and inject fresh excitement into magical combat scenarios. From classic incantations to brand new spells, the expanded list offers a tantalizing glimpse into the vast and ever-evolving world of D&D magic. The most noticeable change is the sheer volume of spells now at a player's disposal, offering more choices than ever before. The 2024 Player's Handbook draws upon a wealth of material, incorporating spells from previous source books like Xanathar's Guide to Everything and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, as well as introducing a bevy of brand new spells designed specifically for One D&D. This expanded repertoire caters to a wider range of playstyles and character concepts, providing spellcasters with an unprecedented level of versatility and creativity. Among the new additions are spells that cater to specific niches and address long-standing player requests, fulfilling many wishes. Need to quickly traverse a crowded battlefield? There's a spell for that. Want to enhance your allies' defenses with a mystical barrier? One D&D has you covered with its comprehensive spell list. The expanded spell list is a treasure trove of tactical options, allowing spellcasters to tailor their arsenals to their preferred playstyles and the unique challenges of their campaigns, making every game session unique. Casting shadows of doubt, lingering issues and missed opportunities. While the expanded spell list is, for the most part, a welcome addition, it's not without its criticisms. Some players argue that the sheer volume of spells, while impressive, can be overwhelming, particularly for newcomers to the game. Navigating such a vast and varied collection of spells can be daunting, especially when trying to build a cohesive and effective spellcasting repertoire. Others point out that the expanded list, while introducing new spells, doesn't necessarily address some of the long-standing balance issues that have plagued D&D's magic system for years. Spells that have consistently proven to be overpowered or exploitable in certain contexts remain largely unchanged, leading some to question whether One D&D truly addresses the core issues or simply papers over the cracks with a fresh coat of paint. The lack of significant revisions to problematic spells casts a shadow of doubt over the overall design philosophy of One D&D's magic system. Is the focus on introducing new content rather than refining and rebalancing existing mechanics? The answer remains unclear, leaving some players with a sense of unease about the long-term implications of these changes. Art under fire. A brush with controversy. One D&D's visual identity hasn't escaped scrutiny. The 2024 Player's Handbook, while boasting a wealth of new artwork, has sparked controversy over its style and perceived implications. Some players have praised the vibrancy and dynamism of the new illustrations, while others have criticized them as being generic, uninspired, and potentially reliant on AI-generated imagery. The debate over the art style is subjective, with opinions varying widely depending on personal preferences. Some players appreciate the shift towards a more modern, action-oriented aesthetic, while others find it jarring and out of sync with the established visual identity of D&D. The use of bold lines, exaggerated features, and a somewhat stylized approach to anatomy has drawn comparisons to popular online art trends, leading some to speculate about the involvement of AI tools in the creation process. Adding fuel to the fire are accusations that the new artwork lacks the detail and craftsmanship of previous editions. Critics argue that the illustrations feel rushed, lacking the depth and personality that characterized earlier iterations of D&D art. The concern is that the push for a more streamlined, modern aesthetic has come at the expense of artistic integrity and attention to detail. A question of representation, inclusivity, or agenda. Beyond the stylistic debates, the new artwork has also drawn criticism for its perceived political undertones and implications. Some players have accused Wizards of the Coast of using the art to push a particular ideological agenda, pointing to the increased diversity of characters depicted and the inclusion of imagery that they interpret as promoting specific social or political viewpoints. The debate over representation in D&D is not new and has been ongoing for years. As a game that allows players to create and embody characters from a vast and diverse fantasy world, D&D has always grappled with questions of representation and inclusivity. However, the intensity of the current debate surrounding the artwork of the 2024 Player's Handbook suggests a heightened sensitivity to these issues. Critics argue that the push for diversity feels forced and unnatural, that it detracts from the immersive experience of the game by injecting real-world political concerns into a fantasy setting. They see it as a betrayal of the game's roots, a concession to a vocal minority that threatens to alienate longtime fans. On the other side of the debate are those who welcome the increased diversity and representation in the artwork. They argue that it reflects a more inclusive and welcoming approach to the game, one that acknowledges and celebrates the diversity of the player base. They see it as a positive step towards creating a more welcoming and inclusive gaming community for everyone, regardless of background. One D&D, a testament to ambition or a cautionary tale. One D&D is here, a bold declaration of intent from Wizards of the Coast to usher in a new era for Dungeons & Dragons. It's a sweeping overhaul, touching every aspect of the game from the fundamental mechanics of character creation to the very language used to describe its fantastical races and classes. It's a testament to ambition, a grand experiment in game design that seeks to refine, redefine, and revitalize a beloved system. But is it a success? The answer, as is often the case with such ambitious endeavors, is far from clear-cut and remains a topic of heated debate. On the surface, One D&D offers much to entice both veteran adventurers and newcomers to the world of tabletop role-playing. The streamlined character creation process, the expanded spell list, the introduction of new species and abilities, these are all changes designed to enhance the gaming experience, to provide players with more options, more flexibility, and more opportunities for epic storytelling and memorable adventures. But beneath the surface of these shiny new features lie cracks in the foundation, whispers of doubt and discontent that threaten to undermine the grand vision of One D&D. The removal of race-based ability scores, while intended to promote inclusivity and narrative freedom, has sparked accusations of homogenization and a loss of character identity. The introduction of weapon mastery, designed to add tactical depth to combat, has instead been met with criticism for its complexity, its potential for imbalance, and its awkward implementation, leaving many players divided. The future of adventure, will One D&D unite or divide? The controversy surrounding the new artwork, from its perceived reliance on AI-generated imagery to its handling of diversity and representation, further highlights the challenges facing One D&D. What was intended as a celebration of inclusivity and a modernization of the game's aesthetic has instead become a battleground for ideological debates, threatening to alienate players on both sides of the issue. The true test of One D&D will not be in its initial reception, but in its longevity, in its ability to adapt and evolve based on player feedback and the ever-changing landscape of tabletop gaming. Will Wizards of the Coast listen to the concerns of its player base, addressing the issues of balance, complexity, and representation that have plagued the launch of One D&D? Or will they double down on their vision, potentially alienating longtime fans and creating a rift in the community? Only time will tell whether One D&D will fulfill its promise as a new era for Dungeons & Dragons, or become a cautionary tale of ambition outweighing execution. The future of adventure hangs in the balance, the fate of the dice yet to be determined.